is there as well. Let's go there now live.
1994, they promised a better life. How many have enjoyed a better life? How many? None of us. We are suffering, and the suffering is increasing. Now, ACDP proposes that there must be a cap where petrol price does not go beyond that figure. And if it would go according to my wish, 13 rand would be a cap. That petrol would never be more than 13 rand. How many South Africans would be happy with that? We say if petrol is capped, the South Africans can truly have a better life. But let's send a message, a very strong message to government, that either you listen to us and care for us, or we are going to kick you out. Because there are countries around us that care for their people. Government must care for you. If they don't care, know that we care for you. We are here today because we care for you. May your voice be heard loud and clear. Stop the tax attack. Stop the tax attack. Stop the fuel levy. As the mayor has said, we want to know where does all this money go to. We do not want this money to go into the hands, into the pockets of the thieves. As we know, we have many thieves that are in government offices. And we are saying we are tired of paying money that goes into the pockets of the thieves. Down with fuel levy, down. Down with fuel levy, down. Down with corruption, down. Down with corruption, down. Puma government, ANC, Puma. Puma, ANC, Puma. May God bless you. Thank you.
Amandla. Amandla. Down with e-tolls, down. Down with e-tolls, down. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this money that they are taxing us, they are making us to pay for e-tolls indirectly. They are saying they are going to cut the gantries, these e-tolls, but they are using the fuel levy to pay for the mess that they made with the e-tolls. So we are saying today, government, national government, please reduce the fuel levy by 1 rand per liter, because it is costing us too much. You know, when the fuel goes up, it affects everybody. It affects the poor the most, because the price of traveling goes up. You have to pay more than what you used to pay for the taxis. You have to pay more than what you used to pay for the bus fares. And it affects the food prices. So we are saying today, stop the tax attack. Reduce the fuel levy by 1 rand. By 1 rand per liter. It will go a long way, because this fuel tax is squeezing our pockets. It's squeezing your pocket and mine. And that is why we must stand together today to say, down with the fuel levy, down. We have representatives here of the Congress of the People. Mr. Musiwali Kota was supposed to be here, but he has been held back. We have a representative from COPE who is going to say a few words in support of, who is going to speak on behalf of COPE to express their support for this cause that has brought us here today.
Ahmad, viva South Africa, viva! Viva! Viva South Africa, viva! Viva! Phansi ka fuel corruption, phansi! Jamie Mona, on behalf of our President, Ntate Lokota, who could not make it so far because of other commitments. I am actually supporting and adding the voice that we cannot allow a situation whereby we are milled left, right and center every day. Up to so far, if you can check, more than 30%, in fact I was checking, it's about 38% that we are paying on the levy is going to, on the petrol is going to the levy. If you consider exactly how much you have paid from January to December, You will have paid more than 6% of your salary you will have spent on the pump. That is really, really out. We cannot allow that to continue. We need to ensure that the petrol levy goes down. Like other countries around us, we don't have to pay so much. If, for example, if we're paying about 38%, that is far much than what we're supposed to be paying if we're to pay the 14% tax. Because 10 rand of petrol, the actual amount is about 10 rand. Then from there is all these levies that goes through to it. It's about 530, I suppose. So that is going to the levy. That is really, really out. Because if, say, for instance, we're paying only what we're paying on tax, VAT, which is 15%, it would be much, much less. Okay, we accept that. We're saying at least bring down by 1 rand, just 1 rand. Then if that happens, we know that we will be able to afford it, our people will be able to afford it. Tomorrow on the 1st of August, in Soshanguve, for instance, the taxes will be moving from 22 rand to 25 rand tomorrow. That is really, really out. But it is happening because of this ever-increasing petrol prices. So we have to stand together and say no to these continuous petrol levy increases. It should never happen again, not in our lifetime. Thank you.
Aye, Freedom Front Plus, aye, Halala, OTF, halala. Family, outer family. Viva NTA, viva. Parting a fuel increase, parting. Parting a fuel increase, parting.
As a people of a country, how is it that the poor get poorer? We have to ensure that this fuel levy goes down by just 1 rand, because the impact and the knock-on effects on every single one of us is huge. As speakers have mentioned, the cost of food is going to go up. The cost of being able to go to work or to decide, do I eat today or do I go to work? What kind of people do we allow ourselves to be governed by? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next speaker, who is from the Christian Revival Church, and it is Pastor Harry Carlson.
Aye, Pastor Harry Carlson, aye.
Good morning, South Africa. Good morning. I want to speak to the government, the leadership of this country. I want to say to you, as we stand before you today, on behalf of the religious community, on behalf of all the churches, we'd like to say to you, down with the petrol price, down! And we'd like to say to the Minister of Finances and everyone that is taking decisions that is affecting this entire citizenry of this country, we want to ask you and implore you today, on behalf of the citizenry of this country, before you take decisions to increase the petrol price, we ask you today, and we implore you today, on behalf of every citizen of this country, that you decrease the petrol price. We want to implore you also to think of the child in the squatter camp, to think of the unemployed, to think of the poorest of the poor. We want to implore you, right there in your offices, the way you lead, think of everyone affected by your decisions taken. We want to say, down with the petrol price, down! Stop fueling around! Come on, let's say this together. Stop fueling around! Say it again. Stop fueling around! One more time. Stop fueling around! I want to conclude by saying to the leadership, to the minister, to everyone that has taken decision concerning the petrol price, to the president, we want to say to you, think. When you're all by yourself, think. Because it's the very same people that are affected by your decisions are the ones that voting you into power. Yes. Say this again, say think. Think. Thank you so much.
Amanda! Amanda! You see, if there's something that should unite all of us, white and black, is the issue of tax, because we pay the same amount. When you go to Shell Garage, when you go to BP, whether it is engine, whether it is total, we are charged the same. So we pay the same amount. Now, the problem is...
Another story we're following this morning is the update from the Zimbabwean Electoral Commission led by Ms. Priscilla Chigumba. They're going to let us